Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Chris McGee, Mike Bresnahan, James Worthy. We have Mike Trudell out there in Denver. The Lakers lose a heartbreaker to the Nuggets. They had to battle from behind, literally from the jump with this Denver team. A valiant effort, big game, James, but it ends up coming up short. Lakers had their chances at the end. And when you look at the box score, Lakers had a better field goal percentage. Lakers had 13 threes. Denver had 14. Laker bench was a plus 19. Lakers won the paint battle, 54-42. 10 turnovers for the Lakers, 18 for Denver. But the biggest difference, man, it came on that free throw line. 30 attempts for Denver, only 15 for the Lakers. And Denver plus 18 in makes.
It's amazing how you can have some efficiency in your game, all the stats that you just called out, but then it's one category that'll cost you the game. It's usually either a 3-point percentage. In this case, it was the free throws that hurt the Lakers. And, you know, they had some opportunities to tie the game, go up. They may have turned it over or either got up or shot maybe too quickly, or one of them gets the job done. I thought Rui did good, hit some big shots down the stretch, but it was a game that we could have won. We just couldn't pull it off, Graz.
James, you nailed it. I will add a couple things. I thought the Lakers had some really good efforts tonight. Jackson Hayes coming off the bench for 19 points. It's kind of sad to see that wasted. DeAndre Ayton played only 5 minutes, so we got to figure out if his knee is okay. That's a little nerve-wracking for the Lakers. How's LeBron's elbow? He didn't play those last few possessions. Hopefully he's okay after that weird off-balance fall under the basket late in the game, Geet. And, you know, the game was there for the Lakers. Jokic was not Jokic tonight. He almost had a quadruple double the wrong way with those 9 turnovers, Geet. And that's not like him. So I feel like the Lakers are right there. Jamal Murray, kind of like when they played a couple months ago, really good first half, and they kind of cooled down a little bit in that second half.
He only had 2 in the fourth, and that was late on those free throws.
Yeah, so, you know, super close. There's the Lakers, this is a game that it's going to irritate them. You know, just so many things. The weird inbounds play at the end of the first half, and James, we looked at it a couple times. It's like, that was a steal. That should have been a Laker bucket with like 2 seconds left in the second quarter. The Luka odd technical foul.
I thought that was a little quick. I thought that was a little odd, too.
Yeah, he's up to 15 now. Now, some good precedents there. Back in 2011, Kobe got whistled for his 15th technical foul, got it rescinded. So it can happen that these things do get taken back. Luka doesn't want one more tech. If it's not rescinded, he's suspended for a game if that happens, Geet.
It was one of those games, and Stu called it a weird game while we were watching.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, the three of us felt like the Lakers were going to win that game in the final few minutes. You just saw where this game was trending. You saw the way the Lakers were playing, but just never got the breaks. Down 11-0 to start the game. Every time they get to 5 or 7, it's back up to 11 or 12. You get the Luka technical. I've watched it a couple times. I can't see it. The steal at the end of the half to get it to 8 didn't count. We're going to show you that in the highlight. I thought Luka had a nice tip-in when the Lakers were on a run. That was called an offensive goaltending. They reviewed it. I don't know how they came up with that. It was really close, but just nothing going their way. And then there they were at the end with shots to either tie or take the lead. They had their chances. It's a really tough game because if you're a Laker fan, you're really happy that your team didn't fold up the tent, that they completely battled back. That game could have gotten away a couple of different times, but, you know, losses don't feel good, big game, especially one in the standings like this. You're a half game out going into this one with Denver. Now it's 1-1, and that is a big one on the 14th because that is the tiebreaker in case these teams are tied after 82.
There are a lot of things you can't control, but some things you can, and I thought the Lakers, you know, played well enough to win. It was a frustrating game. Frustrating calls. That one at halftime, we thought we had to steal. That one, the goaltending, as you mentioned, looked good. It was just, you know, you got to play through that. Still had a chance to win the game, but just couldn't pull it off. It was difficult.
James, I know it's out there that the Lakers are not doing well against teams over 500. They have a lot of big games coming up. We talked about this on the pregame show. Over the next couple weeks, they play Denver twice, Houston twice, Minnesota and New York, one apiece. I feel like this is a solid step. You know, they played well on the road against a really good team. You lose your starting center 5 minutes into the game, Geet. That's not going to help you. You know, you got to throw out your game plan involving DeAndre Ayton at that point. So I thought they got off to a decent start today. Just could not salt away that win. And that's all that matters right now. No one cares about moral W's.
Yeah, because if they play this way, for the rest of the season. This is a pretty good model.
There's a template.
They'll hit some free throws, they'll hit some shots, but they have to come out and play as hard as they did and execute. Have guys like Rui. I still want to see Austin Reeves with the ball. Sometimes down the stretch, and they did give it to him a couple times, and he was successful. So they're learning how to, put, a formula together to win. They just got to push through it and get a win.
Yeah, Lakers had that one chance to tie when AR went to the rack. It was a 2-on-1. It was actually good defense by Murray, not allowing him to throw that lob, and it's a hard foul in and out on that second free throw to tie. Jokic goes down, gets the bucket. Now you're down 3. Lakers had a couple looks, unable to make it. So it's a game of inches. I know we've heard that a million times any given Sunday. Real tough. Luka, 27 points. For as aggressive as he plays, and he didn't score in the fourth, only 4 free throw attempts. Austin Reeves, for as aggressive as he plays, only 4 free throw attempts. And LeBron James, only 2. So just not their night getting to the line. But they were attacking just like they always do. It was just one of those nights, Prez.
Yeah, those are great stats right there. And you wonder if maybe the fact that Austin Reeves is now 1 technical foul away from being suspended. Sorry, Luka. 1 technical foul away from being suspended. You have to wonder if maybe he's kind of the head ref, and then that reporter interviews them and comes back to the other reporters. Maybe they'll ask about that tech and the out-of-bounds play. Yeah. I don't know. I'm no longer a beat writer, but that's what I would have done back in the day when I was at the LA Times. Yeah. I'd like to be at the pool reporter and go ask the refs a couple questions. And the NBA has to furnish the head referee after a game like this to answer some questions. It's not like a 40-minute Q&A, but you have to answer a few basic.
I remember when Kobe was getting close to that mark, and he went a long time without getting one.
Couple times.
It is a story, though, and now everyone's going to talk about it every single game, because if he gets one, then he misses a game, and he's too valuable. I mean, he's an MVP candidate. Yeah. So it's just unfortunate.
I think referees
that's how he got
are used to Luka. He likes to get the calls, and he likes to. And I think that was a very quick technical that was called, and I think it should be rescinded. I didn't see it. I didn't see him say anything in particular. So, you got to be careful though. But I think, like you said, Brad, you know more about this than I do. If they can get a writer or somebody to the league or to rescind it, because one more and it's going to hurt the team.
Yeah, but I don't want to change the way he plays. He plays with passion. He plays with fire. He's competitive.
Don't want to change the way he plays. You just got to maybe not.
It's got to be careful.
Say much.
Well, there's 6 weeks left in the regular season, so it's like he's got to be cautious. Kobe did it 3 different times. He got up to the 14 and 15 level, and all 3 times he made it through the rest of the season. Now, it was never this early in the season for Kobe. His was always last week, last 2 weeks. He'd get up to that 15. This is 6 weeks, Skeet, until the season ends. Yeah. So if that tech is not rescinded, Luka's in danger. Picked up 1 more, you're suspended. And then every 2 technicals after that, you miss another regular season game. So got to be careful. Yeah,
20 games left here in the regular season, and the Lakers now a game and a half behind Denver as they sit in that 6th spot. Time to hear from Coach J.J. Redick, brought to you by your Toyota dealers.
I think it was 11-0, right, JJ, to start the game. What's the challenge of kind of constantly having to climb a mountain? And I think end up three or four times you close it down to getting close within a couple points. But what's the challenge there when you fall down that much to start a game?
I didn't think we started the game, didn't start the first possession. I mean, we talked about, the sense of urgency, the importance of this game, pregame. Talked about our physicality, because a little bit of time to do that. And it's difficult against good teams to spot them. It was 15-2, so it was actually 13 points. And our group showed a lot of resiliency tonight, did some really good things. The full front on Jokic is difficult with, their roster this year. They just have a lot more shooting out there, and not as many guys you can just sag off of and protect that over-the-top pass. I do think, he's a fantastic player. He had 28, 13, and 12. I thought we did a good job battling him. Our smalls, both as low men when we doubled and on him when we were in switching groups. They did a fantastic job of just being physical and turning him over. And, we didn't come up with a rebound, and I think we did some good things tonight.
Did you get any more about Ayton and the knee? And obviously, I think he leaves after 4 minutes or so, and obviously doesn't return.
I didn't. I think it's just left knee soreness or whatever knee's been bothering him.
It was right knee before the All-Star break. but it's left knee.
Is it? It's left knee now.
Left knee now.
It's left knee.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about LeBron? It looked like his left elbow
I
was
think he fell on it. It was bothering him enough that he didn't feel comfortable doing the inbound pass when we, called timeout. They're down 7 or 5, whatever we were down. So, we put Luke in for him. He's got ice on it right now. We get it looked at.
Marcus hit the big 3 against the Pelicans. He got a couple good looks late here. You just speak to him, being in that spot and ready to take it even if it misses.
Yeah, we got good looks. He's hit some big ones for us. He hit some big ones throughout the game. I think you look at sort of the stats of this game. We were able to generate some turnovers. We were able to get out in transition off of some of those turnovers, off of some misses. I think the two things that sort of like, if you look at the aggregate of the game, obviously the start was detrimental to our team, but we missed four layups plus a follow dunk, so that's 5 layups in the second half, and I thought the refs were very consistent. I don't think that we necessarily got fouled or not fouled, and we weren't fouling or not fouling, but you lose free throws essentially by 14 because we were fouling at the end. The free throws by 14 and then the missed layups. That's really what hurt us.
JJ, pregame you said Luka had been aware about kind of his technical situation. Did you get any feedback from the officials on what happened on that play with the tag?
I didn't. Yeah.
The Jackson sort of energy without Ayton. We know what Luka can do with like rim running centers. What did you think of Jackson tonight? And I guess moving forwards, if DeAndre's unable to go, how confident are you in Jackson as maybe being the main guy for a little bit?
Well, very confident. I thought he was terrific tonight. He played basically 28 minutes, and that was a lot for him. I think there's not having Maxey tonight actually really hurt us, particularly with DA out. So, but Jackson, I definitely have confidence in him.
Coach, can you speak on LeBron's night? He has the record-setting night, but can you kind of talk about the overall impact he had on the game, with his rebounds, his defense, and the assists? Just talk about how he's still an overall player all around.
Sure. He has a lot of records and has accumulated a lot of assists and rebounds and steals and blocks in his career. He's been a complete player for 23 years. Still remarkable how dynamic he is in transition, and I thought the plays in the second half where he was able to catch it in the pocket and find Jackson. He had some spray out, paint touch threes that were generated from him getting in the paint. So he's just a phenomenal basketball player.
Rui had a pretty good shooting night tonight. What did you see from Rui and kind of I think he was 4 for 5 from 3 tonight as well?
Yeah, we played small ball and spread them out a little bit. By necessity, because of DA being out, and that got him some good looks. And I think he felt like in a pretty good rhythm tonight. It was good to see.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
39 years to break the scoring record, and he's going to get this one. Well, he did get this one. I'm sorry. It's done.
It's a pretty good list right there.
Let's head back to Denver. LeBron James speaking with Mike Trudell in the media.
LeBron, we saw the fall. Looked like you just land right on the elbow. What were you feeling, and how does it feel now?
It's pretty sore right now. What was I feeling? Feel like one of them funny bone situations, but even super more intense.
Is that were you just trying to kind of get the feeling back in it to see if you could close it out?
Yeah.
Obviously, just something you'll monitor and see how it feels tomorrow. But game-wise, you get off to the slow start and kind of fighting uphill from there. What's the challenge and when that happens and trying to get over the hump when you've been fighting throughout the whole evening?
We gave a great effort. We had an opportunity. We had a one-possession game late in the game. Didn't make enough plays. Give credit to them.
DeAndre, he had an early exit from the game. Jackson, I think, finished with 19-8, played a lot of minutes. Where's the confidence in Jackson if he has to step up more, play more minutes, depending on what DeAndre's status is moving forward?
I mean, it wasn't not only just Jackson, but we got the utmost confidence in Jackson, but it's about to be, everybody. Everybody, who has to step up. So, it's not the first time we've had somebody go down. It won't be the last time.
Even though you're still playing, what does it mean for you to still break these records?
Nah, not really. I mean, at the end of the day, just being linked in my name, being mentioned with some of the greatest that ever played this game it's always been humbling and a pretty cool, it's a pretty cool thing. I grew up watching, reading, idolizing a lot of the greats. And, if I ever was able to be a part of the NBA, I wanted to, put myself in a position where I could be named with some of the greats, by doing something right. So that's pretty cool.
2023, there was a discussion like how you're going to get the record-setting bucket. What do you think about the turnaround fadeaway here to get this record?
I mean, it's one of my patented shots. It's something I worked on throughout my career. So, to be able to have that ability to make that shot is pretty cool.
What was kind of the origin of that shot for you? Like, how did it kind of get in the bag? Like, do you remember when it became a real weapon for you?
Yeah, losing the finals to Dallas and playing like shit.
And that was the fix?
Everything in the post, going to see Hakeem, putting in that work, and then throughout that whole season, and everything was just continue to dial in on that throughout the rest of my career.
How concerned are you just in general about the elbow and the severity of it?
Let's see what happens over the next couple of days. Hopefully I wake up tomorrow and it doesn't feel too much worse than it is now, or if it feels better, that'd be great. So day to day, we see what happens.
You think of the scoring record. Obviously, it's been a while since you passed Kareem with the difference in threes and free throws, but just just thinking about the number of buckets, right? Almost 16,000. How many times that you shot in live play and it goes through? It's just if you do take a quick step back and think about just how much that's taken and how many times you've seen it go in, how does it hit you?
I don't know right now. It doesn't hit me at all. Obviously, what I feel is my elbow, and I feel the loss. Obviously, it's a pretty cool feat, but it's hard for me to kind of wrap my head around it or what it looks like. Something, I've never had a goal to have that record. Came into this league understanding that I had to start from scratch. I was the #1 player in the country. I wanted to start from scratch and get myself up back, possibly to being the best player in the world again. So that was my only mindset. Throughout that, I've been able to hit some milestones and some things that I either had, some goals was, that I put on myself, but some of them was not. And tonight was not one of the goals, but it's a pretty cool feat. It's an unbelievable feat. To see the list, to see the players who've done it, to see the players who've come through this league. I don't know how many players have played in the NBA, but it's the greatest players in the world. And for my name to be, like I said, mentioned with the greats and be at the top of it is awesome.
So, James, this is going to be day to day. I mean, personally, I don't think any of us expect him to go tomorrow after that hard fall on the elbow. Maybe you can, get a couple days rest and be ready for New York, but we'll see tomorrow. That was a hard fall.
It was a hard fall, Gator, and it obviously hit his arm. I don't know, anyone who's been hit there, it could be a funny bone, could be just a
bruise.
Bruise or very painful. You can see he's in pain right there. But, which is why we needed to get the victory tonight, so that he could possibly not play tomorrow. But we've seen LeBron in these situations before where, he's had a back-to-back situation and he's gone on and played.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think he will
It is on the shooting arm, right, James?
It's on the shooting arm. So if there's any soreness in there, it's on the left.
It's on the left arm.
Either way, he's going to have to raise them both to get the shot up, and it's just a matter of the kind of treatment he can get tonight and how he feels tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so you play Indy tomorrow here in LA, 7:30 start, so it's a late start. Not a good team, the Pacers. Pascal Siakam hasn't played in forever. Obviously, they lost Halliburton in the finals last year, so they're not looking to win many games, Geet. But still, the Lakers, if Ayton can't play after playing only 5 minutes, left knee soreness, and if LeBron's out tomorrow, you're still playing a Pacers team, even though they've lost 7 straight. Maybe they're in LA. We've seen these teams get keyed up and charged up for that. The Lakers cannot follow up tomorrow with a poor effort after having a really good effort tonight despite the L. A few things just kind of going against them tonight. Got to come strong tomorrow, even if they don't have two starters.
It's not going to be a shoot around tomorrow, is it, Brez? What does the 4 a.m. get into?
Never ever shoot around
go out to that Denver airport?
God, the Denver airport's like 8 hours from the arena. It really is unbelievable to me. But, yeah, they'll so it's going to be a grind game tomorrow, James. Like I said, Indy's terrible. But, man, you just got to play it.
And, you know, everybody comes to L.A. They want to entertain. So Lakers got to have their antennas up, and whoever plays, they're going to have to bring it again tomorrow night. They played really well tonight, played well enough to win, didn't come up with the W. That's going to, you know, make you feel really bad and demoralize you a little bit. But we don't have time to stop and complain. We got to go get them.
And then Sunday, the Knicks, Skeet. That's a big game out here.
T-Wolves on Tuesday.
Yeah. Here it goes.
Denver on Saturday. Luka Doncic led the Lakers with 27 points tonight, but didn't score a point in the fourth. More reaction from the Lakers' loss to Denver when we return.
We got to go out there and, you know, make our minds up to do it. And we're not saying we're going to go out there and, you know, and win the game, but we got to go out there and give ourselves a chance to win the game. We can't, and that's all you can ask for. Things happen, variables happen that you can't control, but, you know, if we go out there and win down the stretch or play the right way to where we give ourselves a chance to win, that's all I can ask for, and we'll do our best to make sure that it happens.
Did you get a feel for DeAndre's spirits after his early exit?
Yeah, he's down. I mean, you know, it was for him, you know, it sucked for him not to be out there and to go. He tried to go, and it just didn't feel right for him. And, you know, it sucks. You know, we definitely could have used him. I know, you know, as of lately, he's been getting a lot of backlash for his effort and play. He understands it. I know it might not seem like it, but he does. And he wants to do good, and he wants to help his team. And I think that's what's more frustrating for him, because he's trying, but it just, the way he's trying, it isn't working. And you know, he's still trying to figure it out. But he definitely was down tonight. He just actually left talking to me, saying how he wished he could have been out there and how he sorry he was. But, you know, he can't control that he, you know, couldn't go. And didn't feel it. So, you know, hopefully next game he's ready to go, and we can use him.
Not sure if you felt like this in Boston, but have you noticed, you know, a team like Indiana hasn't been playing well, but something about the purple and gold and kind of coming into that building where you feel like they're gonna play a little harder, you're gonna get a better effort. Have you felt like that's been a thing from a Lakers standpoint?
For sure. I mean, it don't matter who you play, it don't matter what they stats say, it don't matter none of that. When they come and play the purple and gold, you better be ready for everyone's best game. And I mean their best game, because if you can't get up to play the Lakers, then I don't know what to tell you, and everybody is ready to get up to play the Lakers.
Thanks, Marcus.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Mark.
All right, that's Marcus Smart right there. Big game. You're going to do a little Access 360 on Jokic in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Regardless, if he didn't have his typical dominant game, I think he turned it over how many times? Nine times. Not your dominant game. Still had a good game. Triple-double, I think he still had. But there's a reason why you want him down the stretch, Skeeter, because